Hey everybody, how's it going? B Temple back again, and today we've got ourselves another French ration, so that's two in a row now. What we've got in front of us is a fairly common ration that people see a lot of reviews of. This is an RCIR, or Ration de Combat Individuel Réchauffable, or French Individual Reheatable Combat Ration. Now this one's a little older than most of the ones that we see reviewed. Most French rations that we see on YouTube, or maybe from about 2013 on. This one here was packed actually on the 28th day of August 2006. So this is the oldest RCR I've ever personally owned. I know there are a few reviews out there that are older than this, but for me, this is it's the oldest one I've ever seen personally. So it's going to be interesting to get a look at what some differences are between items that we find in this ration and ones that we know to be sort of common these days. The packaging is not in perfect condition. The plastic's a little torn in a couple places, but it looks like it's in pretty good shape, and there's not like a horrible smell coming off it, as far as I can tell. So that may be a good, I guess, a good sign. We got ourselves menu number 5, and this is the best before date, 14th of February 2010. Our mains in this one are Oriental salad and chicken in Basquez sauce. So I guess chicken in a Basque sauce. We got a rabbit pate. I've never seen that before in a French ration. And then a lot of our sort of standard items. So what we'll do is we'll get this open and see what kind of items we've got. Alright, so first we've got ourselves our Esbit stove kit. And in here you'll find the Esbit stove, the actual, metal piece, matches, the fuel tabs, a small garbage bag, and I believe as well some water purification tablets. Got ourselves a pack of St. George biscuits. These are very similar. These are exactly the same actually as the ones in my previous review of the French Commando ration. Packet of tissues. Got one of our mains. We've got poulet basquez. So it's got tomatoes, red pepper, onion, olives, courgette. Can't remember what courgette is, but we will see when we open it up. Got an Oriental salad. Got ourselves a soup, and this one is, pepper and potato. Instant soup. It's the same brand we still see today, Mont Blanc. This is a chocolate cream dessert. Got a can of terrine de lapin. It's a rabbit pate. I've never seen that one before. We got some Saint Louis sugar cubes. Seeing a lot of exactly the same items as the last review I did. So we've got ourselves a chocolate bar and a nougat and a fruit jelly bar. This one's slightly different. It just says pâté de fruits de Provence. So I guess, and fraise, so strawberry. Got a packet of coffee caramels, and I didn't realize these were coffee at first when I saw them in my previous review. Packet of Hollywood chewing gum. I've never heard of this before, but it's a polar mint flavored, and it's meant to be whitening, I guess, for your teeth. And lastly, we have our accessory packet, which I'll open up now, and we'll look at what we've got here. We've got a dried milk powder, and we've got ourselves a, I guess, a hot chocolate mix. 3 freeze-dried coffees. 2 sugars, 2 very tiny salt and pepper packets, and a Lipton Oriental green tea, I guess is the best way to translate that. So yeah, here we go, guys. This is everything. A little bit different from what we see from modern RCIRs. The modern RCIRs seem to have maybe 2 or 3 extra items that we don't see here. There would have normally be like a muesli, something like that, as a breakfast item. And maybe you get a couple more, I guess, bars, you know, commando bars, energy bars, things like that. So things that are a little bit small. And obviously, there was a lot more room in the box. I'm pretty sure the box is the same exact dimensions then as they are now. So I don't know why they didn't, you know, fill the box entirely back then. But yeah, so this is everything for a 24-hour period. Probably what we'll do, like I did for the last review, because there's not a huge amount of items. We'll probably just try it all at the one time. So yeah, we'll come back in a second. Alright guys, so this is everything laid out. And I tell you, from a French ration that's almost 15 years old, the how things held up is not quite surprising to me at all. Some of this stuff looks like it's in a lot worse shape than the previous review I did from items that would have been from, say, 2008. So this is only technically 2 years older than the last review the last French ration I reviewed. And some of this stuff looks very bad. The chocolate is bloomed horribly. The jelly bar is a lot darker than it should be. The smell of bleach coming off of the crackers is atrocious. The chocolate coffee dessert cream has curdled horribly, and the smell coming off of it is atrocious. It's yeah, I don't even want to be close to it. So the rabbit pate doesn't look particularly great, and it smells even worse than it looks. And the sad thing is that the two mains, they have a pretty good smell coming off them, and the quality of the product in there looks absolutely great, except for the fact that you do get that metallic sour smell as well. I mean, obviously this is some canned food that is 14 years old or more. And yeah, I'm not keen on trying a lot of it, but we'll try a few things. First of all, let's try one of our coffee caramels. The last review I did, I complained that, oh, these got a weird sort of coffee aftertaste, not realizing that they're actually meant to have a coffee aftertaste. But let's just see what they're like. Yeah, they're not very good. Some of the food items in here have taken on the peppermint flavor from the gum, and it does mask the rancid flavor of some things, I'm sure. But the smell of certain items, you're getting like a mix of bleach and old books, and also, pleasant mint, which is kind of weird and strange. But anyway, let's move on to our nougat bar. This one at least looks to be in better shape than the one from our Commando review, but we'll see if the taste is any different. Oh, I don't know what's in those nougats that go really bad, but yeah, that kind of made my tongue a little bit numb. So yeah, I'm not going back to that. Let's cleanse the palate a little bit with our Oriental green tea. That's something that should hopefully have stood up well. Oh yeah, that's a really nice tea. It's it's got that strong Oriental green tea kind of flavor, but it has a bit more of like a standard sort of orange pekoe kind of color to it, and you get like a little tiny bit of that hint as well. So it's almost like a mix of green tea with a little bit of black tea added to it kind of thing, and that's really, really pleasant. And that's also taken on a little bit of the peppermint flavor, or I guess aroma from the gum, and it's actually not a bad thing when it comes to the tea. Let's see about these crackers. We've got ourselves salted and chocolate, so same as before. There's 4 packs of each in the rations. So let's give each one of these a try, salted and chocolate. And those are worse than the ones from the review I did of the Commando ration. They are absolutely horrid. It was almost an immediate reaction to taking the tiniest nibble of those, for just that sort of tongue numbing and burning kind of sensation. So yeah, this ration did not hold up well. Obviously, it's almost 15 years old. Food's not supposed to last 15 years unless it's freeze-dried and vacuum sealed and things like that. French rations don't have the greatest track record when it comes to like longevity. They really don't last a whole lot past what their recommended best before date is, and this is no exception. This is long past the recommended date. We're talking over 10 years. So yeah, this it shouldn't be surprising, but it is disappointing when you come across something like this where you're probably not going to enjoy a whole lot of any of it. Let's give our jelly bar a try. So yeah, just to say, like, I'm not even trying this curdled mess of stinking coffee cream. That's just not going to happen. And I'm certainly not going to try the rabbit pate, because that smells even worse. And I'll tell you, this strawberry jelly bar doesn't look great. But hopefully it's the one redeeming item in here. Well, that's what I would say is it's half good. The initial flavor is that nice strawberry flavor and that coarse sugar. But then at the end, you get this weird aftertaste of taking on some of the bleachiness from some of the other bad items. So even that didn't stand the test of time. So that's not a good sign. Like I said, guys, I'm not trying those mains. They may look perfect. Like they do. They look amazing. I wish this was a fresh ration. These two mains would be absolutely delicious. I can just tell. But I'm not real keen on getting sick today. So I don't see the need of trying something that I know for sure is gone horribly rancid. We do have a couple other items I could try. Let's try the hot chocolate next. The dried milk powder, I gave it a look, and it was very oxidized. It had a weird sort of yellowish kind of color to it. It did not look very good, and it did not smell very good. So maybe this hot cocoa is going to be good, but sometimes, like I've said before in previous reviews, hot water can sometimes bring out how bad something is. So we'll see if this is good or bad. Oh, that's horrible. It tastes like chocolate and cardboard mixed together. It's not overly bleachy. Sometimes hot chocolate can get that. That's one of the few items that didn't seem bad, but yeah, the aftertaste of that is atrocious. Next, we've got our potato and pepper soup. And even the emulsifiers in this seem to have gone off a bit because it's not even congealing well. But let's give this soup a try. Oh, that's horrible. You can almost see here how, I don't know if you can pick up on that or not, but it's like nothing wants to mix properly. It's a lot of just floating bits. It tastes like even the potato's gone slightly bad, which is, I know, strange. But anyone who's smelled the smell of rotting potatoes will know that when potatoes do start to go bad, they really go bad. That's a horrible soup. So, let's see. I'm going to cleanse the palate one more time, and then we'll try our chocolate, and that's about it. The one good thing in the entire ration. So, because this chocolate is broken up, you can see that all the way through the cross-section, this chocolate is nothing but one mass of bloom. So yeah, I don't have high hopes for this. It's not bad. This chocolate's taken on a little bit of that peppermint aroma from the gum, and that, I think, is the only thing that saves the chocolate. It's not great. It doesn't turn to powder, so at least it has a bit of body still left to it, but it's a very stale, dry, bitter, although I know it's dark chocolate, so it's supposed to be a little bit bitter. But it's even more bitter than it usually would be. So yeah, that's not great. All right, so I guess the only thing left to try, guys, is the actual gum itself. I didn't really know what to expect, but it's actually sticks of gum. Let's give it a try. I don't know if you can see the texture of that, but this gum looks really strange. Anyway, we'll see what it's like. Oh, that's actually the worst thing of all of it. That is so surprising. Oh my god. It's almost like the gum gave its peppermint flavor and aroma to a bunch of other things, and to replace that, it took all of the bleach aroma from the items that were going bad and replaced it. That immediately turned to powder once I put it in my mouth, and it was the most foul, bleachy powder you could ever eat. Oh wow, that is horrible. Oh, so yeah, guys, this has been a review of I guess a 2006 RCIR, a French 24-hour combat ration, and this one has not held up well. The only thing that I can say about it is that at least the tea was good, and the chocolate was at least somewhat passable. That's about it. Even the jelly bar didn't fare very well. So, you know, every now and then this is going to happen. You're going to try something that's somewhat vintage, and you're going to be incredibly disappointed. Yeah, I can only imagine that these two mains would have actually been incredibly delicious when they were fresh, but they are long past their prime. So, that's about it for today, guys. Not quite sure what kind of ration I'm going to get to next time. Might try something that's actually modern and completely edible, or at least hopefully completely edible, so you can have a bit more of an enjoyable experience. But I guess we'll see when that time comes. So like I always like to say, guys, thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a good one.